Hey, tutors, I am checking in with you to see how your summer is going with your tutoring. And I just want to check in to tell you, to let you know it's okay if you're really busy, and it's also okay if you're not busy, because there are some times in our seasons of tutoring where we just don't have students. And there's a reason behind that. And I think it all comes down to sharing your message and figuring out what works best for your audience. So if you're just getting started and you're feeling like, how do I make sense of all of this? Or if you've been going for a while and you're feeling a little bit burned out, let's talk about some things that you can be doing right now today to make a difference for your tutoring business. Now, the very first thing that I'm going to ask you to think about is, are you on the map? Literally, are you on the map? Are you on Google Maps? If you're not on Google Maps, I'm going to tell you to get on Google Maps. And in the description of this video, I will link a powerful message that I shared a little more than a year ago when I recorded a session with my twin sister, Shelly Novotny, who's a realtor for Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Home Services in Omaha, Nebraska. I had actually lost access to my Google Business account. Now, why was that? I messed it up, to be really honest. And I'm going to, in that video, I walk you through exactly the do's and don'ts and how I lost it and what you should never do. But you want to be on the map so that people can follow you, find you. And literally, when people type in tutoring with Cheryl, they find me on the map. Now, I might not like that. It might make me feel uncomfortable. I live on a farm in the middle of Northeast Nebraska, and I might be thinking, oh, why I really don't run my lessons like physically with any students here, but this is my home office. So to be found on Google Business profiles, you have to have your address. So if you're not in town and you don't have a physical location, you have to provide one. And the easiest way to do that is to set it up, put your name in, and then have it say when you're trying to verify it, don't do the video. Okay. And I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but if you don't have strong Wi-Fi and your phone's a little weak with bandwidth and maybe your picture isn't very clear, you only have a certain number of minutes to record. And if you cannot show the outside of your area and then walk to your door and actually walk into your office in under like 30 seconds, it's not going to work. So I would say just have it verify with a postcard. So they're going to literally send it to the location that you give it. Now that's 10 days and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have 10 more days to wait. I need people to find me. I know the feeling. Sometimes it can feel really stressful when you're thinking, oh my goodness, why can't people find me? Well, it's a little bit like walking into a library and you see all the books that are on the shelf. Unless you have a way to sort through those books, you could be passing up some really good books, right? So your Google Business profile page is going to do a lot for you. Number one, it's going to put you on the map. Number two, you get to tell your story. And number three, you get to put posts on there. Okay, so let's just kind of walk through this just really quickly. I'm going to go to Google business.google.com right now. And I'm going to open up my profile here so that you guys can kind of see it. Okay, let me just share this with you. Now, I don't have it to the point where you can see my physical address or my phone number, but you can see that have edit my profile, read reviews, post photos, put a post down, look at your performance, advertise, edit products, edit services, bookings, and ask for a review. And all of these things are really important. Now, since I put my page up, I've had 246 customer interactions, which for a little tutor like myself is probably pretty good. It could be better, it could be worse, but people have actually looked for me. Okay, so let's go and see if we can put a post on here. Okay, and I'm just going to move this over. And oops, hang on, my computer doesn't work. And I can see that I've got different posts that were up here. And it's been a while since I posted one. Okay, now I've got this, it's really large. I'm trying not to show you my entire screen to be quite honest. And I think I can add one by going here. No, I can't. Okay, just a minute. I'm going to unshare my screen for 2 seconds because there's some things on here that I don't necessarily want to share with you. So let me just stop sharing here for a second and get that up here so that I can actually do it the way that I want to do it. And I'm going to go again. I'm going to click that post. And okay, there was a little button there on the side. Okay, I'll share it with you here really quickly. That my screen was so large that we couldn't see it. It's actually blue and it will say add post. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click that button. And now we can add a post. And it says to select images or videos, etc. Now, I don't really have anything that I can necessarily grab right off the top of my head. So I'm going to maybe just go into my images and just check this out. I have probably got something on here. Let's just grab, and I don't think that you can see this right now, but it's a 3 summer reading picks for young readers. And I'm just going to add this picture. And unfortunately, it's a little bit too large. So let's see if we can't crop the picture. I'm just going to push save and see what happens and see if it auto adjusts. It does not. So I'm going to leave it. I think that's okay. And then I am going to go over to my kit.com because on my kit.com, I believe I have a post about this. So I'm just going to, you can't see me doing this, but I'm going to log in to my kit.com and go and check this out. Oh, and of course it's going to update right while I have you on here. Okay, I'm going to go to my broadcast. So I like Kit's thing that they did better. Okay, and I'm going to share this tab with you. Okay, so I sent this out to 141 people, and it was about 3 summer reading picks perfect for your summer reading list for kids. And it's got a link to a video. And I want to share this with other people. So I believe I have to go to, I have to remember how to do this because I really want to make sure that I get this correct. Let's go to my overview. That is still not right. So I'm trying to figure out a way to, oh, here, if I open it from here, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to open it from here. Now you can see this. And I do not believe that you can see that I'm highlighting the text in the omnibar at the top, which is just tutoringwithcheryl-techcoach.com/posts 3 summer reading picks for kids, all hyphenated. I'm going to go and grab that. And then I'm going to go back over to my Tutoring with Cheryl page here. And I'm going to just say, are you looking for fun and quick reading ideas to support your child's literacy over the summer? Check out my recent blog and get some great ideas. Now, I'm not going to put the link here. I'm going to come down here to the add the button. And I'm going to say, learn more. And then I'm going to put the link for what I just copied in there. And let's just make this really large here. And oh my goodness. I went to all that work and I swiped off of it. But I would post that, or maybe it is posting. I'm not 100% sure. I clicked a button somehow. But that's basically how you would go about doing all of that. And so why is this important? Okay, why would that be important? It's important because you want to share your message. And Google My Business is free. So if you're looking for a free way to share your content without having a Facebook page, without having even a YouTube page, without having like lots of things that maybe you don't want to do, that is a perfect thing to do, is to just share your message through your Google My Business. All right, now something else that you can do, and I'm doing this right now, okay? I just got a sponsorship to a local golf tournament, and they're asking me to sponsor a hole, and the golf hole, I don't know, hole 1 or whatever. And I want to get this back because my cousin is actually running this, and it's for a rural fire department, but it's at a larger town. And so people from Fremont, Omaha, Cedar Bluffs, Valley, Elkhorn, Gretna, all over are going to come to this. So I am going to sign up for a $100 whole sponsorship. Now, that might not seem like a very big thing to you, but it really is. And let me tell you why. When you are thinking about sharing your message, sometimes it's just as simple as your name. Your name showing up, and people are going to go, "Who's tutoring with Cheryl?" And I'm actually going to call my cousin about this and say, "Hey, if I do this, what does that look like for me?" And if it turns out that it's just my name on there and they don't give any information about me, I'm going to say, "You know what? Let's change that to a raffle prize." And I will have a raffle prize. I will literally take a raffle prize there, and I will have a bucket filled with books, games for kids, things that they can do to keep the learning going over the summer, literacy based. And then I'm going to put my picture on it, and I'm going to put my website on it, and I'm going to put my QR code on it. And there's going to be no way that people aren't going to see my stuff. And most likely they're going to have all these raffle items sitting there or on their website or something. So I'll be calling her to double check. But sponsor an event. That might be the best $100 that you spent for forever. I most recently sponsored an ad inside of a PGA tournament brochure, and I spent $500. You're like, whoa, $500. It could be the best $500 I spent or the worst $500 I spent. I don't know. But I should have grabbed it. I really should have grabbed it. Let's think of the size of the brochure. It's a little bit bigger than this. It's like twice that size, okay? And when you open it up, then on that brochure, I have the quarter on the fourth page. So it goes, here's the schedule. Then they have something about finances. And then the next page is all about kids. I'm at the top. There's karate at the bottom, okay? Jiu-jitsu or something. I don't even know how to say it. So that gives me really good coverage. So they send it out to everybody who has registered for the tournament. And then when they come there, they can pick up another copy or purchase a copy or whatever. I don't know if it's in the hotels or if they're just sitting there or what exactly where it's at. So for $500, I'm getting coverage in the Omaha metropolitan area. And then I believe that they were sharing that at some of the smaller venues in Western Nebraska. Not a problem. These are the people that I want to serve. Again, I'm going to have to pay to get my information out there somewhere for local. I have signs that I literally share with people that I put in their yard. And I'll say, can I put this sign in your yard for like this week? If I'm short on students, I'm really making a push, I'll do that. Right now, I'm not short on students, so that's good. I mean, I always take more students, but I'm not short on students. This would be like if I had 5 students or 2 students or 1 student. I'm like, I really have to bump it up. This other marketing is just to keep my name out there so I stay fully booked. You don't want to be struggling for your income. You don't want to be sitting there twiddling your thumbs and thinking, where's the next student coming? Okay, the third thing that I do on a regular basis is I have these signs on the side of my car. And when I go into places like Omaha, I try to park in a really like noticeable spot so that people see my signs. And so they're on my car, and I actually need to replace them. They're getting a little bit worn out, but I will worry about that another day. And just having that little sign on your car can make a huge difference. And I told my husband, I said, I really want to have them on our pickup too, so that when he's driving around, they're on the pickup as well. He's like, I don't want to drive around with your name on my pickup. I'm like, do you want me to have a good income? That's something that should be done. Okay. Now, those are some of those things are paid, some of those things are free. But let's talk about a webinar. Okay. A webinar you can run a webinar in all different types of ways, and you can do it free of charge. Okay, so if you're just trying to get exposure, you can say, join me on this day at this time at this location, and I'm going to be talking to you about this. And when I go live on Facebook, sometimes I'll advertise that I'm going to go live at a certain time. Most of the time I don't on Facebook, because people are not good about showing up on Facebook for live events. Even on YouTube, when I've gone live, I don't get a lot of views on my live material. And sometimes I spend a long time creating the information that's going to go live. So what I've just really decided really works for me is just to record it. I'm literally in a Google meeting right now. I'm recording this. It's going to save in the background on my Google Drive. I will then just download it, edit it a little bit if I need to, and then I will post it. And I might not even edit it. As a matter of fact, I've probably talked too long to really do any serious editing to it. So probably just going to leave it because most people just like the fact that I'm super genuine. I'm a real person. Like these are my real experiences. I'm speaking to you from the heart about things that I actually do in my business and how I relate with people. And, I think that's really attractive for some people because they're like, I like the way she talks. I like her demeanor. She seems to be really caring. She'll take the time to explain things to me. And so they really like that. Now, I actually have 3 YouTube channels. Okay, 3, believe it or not. I've got my Tutoring with Cheryl, where my focus has kind of changed over time. At first, I was trying to do both coaching and tutoring on that, and I've kind of tried to just not do the coaching on there if I can help it, and really just talk about literacy issues with students, whether it's reading, writing, or spelling, something that's going to speak to a problem and get to the root of the problem. Okay. Just like I'm doing here with you. You're really like struggling with your marketing, right? You're like, how do I share my information with other people so they can know, like, and trust me? And so this is just part of the process. The next thing, in my other 2 channels, if you want to check me out, is The Nest is Empty, where I just share about my husband and my life here on the farm. And I've got a passion for paint by numbers. And pretty soon I'm going to have a new paint by number picture on my door. And just sharing that passion. I talk about shopping and how to save money or how not to save money. And then I talk about cooking because those are the 3 things that just really kind of happen to me here on the farm. Sometimes I'll go outside and take pictures of and talk about things that are happening outside, but not a whole lot. And then my 3rd channel is this one, the Tech Hub for Tutors. And I originally named it because I was really interested in the tech that you could use to tutor. But what I've really found is you can tutor in all different types of ways. So you just share your stories. So let's go back to this idea of this webinar. You want to have this webinar, right? And you want to tell your story. Maybe you want to talk about why you've left school and you're going to become this amazing math tutor or chemistry tutor and what you can do for students. Or maybe you never taught, but you were in the school system and you were a paraprofessional and you've been highly trained in literacy skills. It could be really anything. Maybe you're a grandmother and you've had a 4-H club for years and you want to support kids going into 4-H. So maybe you don't want to tutor necessarily, but you want to teach strategies that they can use to show their animals, whatever it happens to be. You're going to build that content. And if you want to do this webinar, what you're going to do is you're going to share that you're going to have this webinar. So you can go into your YouTube channel and you can just post and say, I'm going to be hosting this event. I'd like to invite you. Join me live at this time, or look for the recording that will post on this day at this time. And then you just do your recording and then you schedule it to upload at this day and this time. And so what you're trying to do is you're trying to develop this community on your YouTube page to draw people to you so that they'll hire you for some reason, right? Maybe you're the 4-H specialist and you want to train kids, you want to charge for it. I don't think you probably do that, but maybe you do. I don't know. I'm just throwing some things out. For me, it is attracting parents to my services so that I can share with them that I make a difference in the lives of their kids. And unfortunately, the school system, the constraints of the school system does not allow their child to learn what they need to learn during the school day. So they have to look for outside help, and I'm it. And that's really what I share. And so I'm just going to challenge you to set up some sort of a webinar process where you are going to be available to speak openly and freely. And I didn't write any notes down for this. Like there's nothing. I literally turned it on and hit record. Okay. But I'm just speaking to you about marketing and getting your message out. Okay. And so because I've had so many experiences, I can just do that. But for you, you might want to maybe have some sort of an outline, or maybe you even want to have it scripted. And I've literally done scripted recordings before where I have my entire script up in front of me and I read it. I don't think those go quite as well for me. And the reason I don't think they go quite as well is it doesn't sound like me talking. I say a lot of ums and uhs and all of that. And then I maybe don't do that as much. And I also don't use my hands as much when I'm doing that because I'm kind of looking at the screen. Right now, I'm kind of just like looking at the bridge of my glasses here because I'm trying to make it look like I'm looking at you, right? And so it makes it a little bit more challenging, but be authentic. Share your message, have some notes, go ahead and look at your notes, grab your notes if you need to. Say, I got to look at my notes, I got lost. And just be authentic and just speak from the heart about whatever you're passionate about. People will know, like, and trust you. Now, when you are done with your recording, you want to make sure that you put the information at the bottom of your description of what was the recording about and what is the next step. The next step is to contact you for services, whatever that service might be. And so you want to literally give them some sort of a direction. Click the link below for more information. Like and subscribe, comment, share this with other people. So I'm going to do that for you right now. If you are an educator and you're just feeling stuck, I have some opportunities for you. I'm doing it right here, right now with you. I'm going to pull up my Tutoring with Cheryl website and tell you exactly where to go, where you can get more help and you can work with me directly and indirectly. So I have changed my coaching from being a support system where we're meeting live quite a bit to like, we'll just meet maybe once a month and then I share something out to the group. And I do that in my more expensive program. So I'm just going to go through just everything that I offer. And what you would do is you would come into tutoringwithcheryl.tutorbird.com, which is right here. And then you would go to the courses link. And these are all of the courses that I currently have offered for parents and educators. The first one that I have is Crack the Reading Code, which is your 60-minute guide to raising a confident reader. You get a video course, downloadable PDF, a reading routine that you can implement right away to get results. And the current cost of the course is $19.99. And then they just purchase the course, and then they get the PDF that goes with it. And I get a little bit less than $19.99 because Stripe takes some money away from me. So, but it's around $18 in my pocket for that. The next thing that I have, and I've recently had a tutor just sign up for this, and I've taught, and I've actually shared this with countless tutors, but there's only one tutor in the program right now, is Techniques for Setting Up a Successful Tutoring Business Course. And I'm going to be really honest with you. I just have this out here as a tool to help tutors get started. It's so hard. You want to learn how to set up your business, launch your business, and manage a thriving private tutoring business. You don't want to work for another company. You don't want to work for Varsity Tutors or on Wyzant. You want all the money to go into your pocket, and this is going to teach you how to do it. So what do? You get a virtual self-paced course that contains ideas to get started with in-person or online tutoring. You have lifetime access to the course materials. You get a step-by-step method for teaching your lessons, managing your notes, and billing your clients. You get a pathway forward for marketing plans and ideas for sharing your message with others. And then you get a power hour with me that I ask that you schedule the day that you purchase the course, and it's valid for the first 30 days of your purchase. So I'm already in contact with Sylvia, who's in the program, and she's going to be signing up with me and getting on my schedule. So we're looking at the week of July 13th, whenever it works for her. And then you can either click here to get into it. I guess that's not a link. You'd have to purchase the course right there. Okay, so that is available for her for a lifetime. She can just stay in that Google Classroom. And if she doesn't want it anymore, I'll say, do you want to stay in there or not? I can leave you in there because it will be in the background somewhere on her computer. So she might not want to keep it on her computer. Now it says, the next thing that I offer is my more vibrant virtual hub. Okay, and this is where I'm constantly downloading things and adding to it. And as a matter of fact, this month I'm going to be talking about AI and how you can use AI to really help your tutoring business. So the question is, are you a new or seasoned tutor looking for methods to manage your tutoring business? And this is called Managing a Successful Tutoring Course. And this course is not only a virtual hub, but it's a place that you connect with other tutors. And I have about 6 people in the hub. They have access to it for 6 months. I've had more than 6 people go through it, but at the end of their time period, then I bump them out. So they're in there for 6 months, and so they can come in and out, and they'll do the whole thing. But you're going to discover the ins and outs of running your private tutoring business, and you're going to learn more about tutoring in person or online, website development, creative marketing strategies, collaborations to grow your business. As a matter of fact, anybody that's in this course, I reach out to them and I say, hey, would you like to do a recording with me? And I will do a one-on-one recording and put it on my YouTube page. I might leave it there forever, or I might only leave it there for 6 months. I don't know, but I usually will introduce them, and then they have a collaboration already ready to go, because I say, now you set up your YouTube page, and then it's going to show up on there. You just have to accept it. So you have access to virtual training, so much more. It's I go through the steps for launching a live course. I talk about Facebook, Instagram, and meta management, how to grow your reach with YouTube, how to create and use an email. It's available 24 hours a day, and then they can just click the link to proceed. Okay, so they have access to me at any point in time. But then I also have something for homeschooling families on here. And it's an, are you a homeschool teacher or a first-year teacher and you're struggling with how to set up a lesson? Well, this is a 1-hour digital course that takes you specifically through how to get started with lesson planning, what to teach, when to teach, how to manage your time, and you get to see specific examples of do's and don'ts of your lesson plan. You get a free 30-minute consultation with me. Directions for scheduling are on the payment receipt. And then you also get to see the next step actions if you're still stuck. And in there, I literally say, if you want me to plan for you, this is what will cost. If you want me to just give you a basic outline for the quarter or whatever, it will cost you this. If you want all the materials, it will cost you this. And then they get a Google document with all of the materials, and they have it. And that one is delivered via a Google document. The other ones are in hubs. So that's exactly what I mean when I say share your story, give them next steps. Here's your next step. Go check out the courses and see if there's something there that might help you. All right, we've talked a lot about marketing. We've talked about, this webinar idea approach, how you can share your message. You can do the same thing on Facebook. You can set up an event. Some people have a lot of success. You can do that. You can go live on TikToks and do all kinds of things, but that's for another day. So I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Please head on over to my website, get more information. If you want to speak with me directly, just use the contact form. If you're a parent, wanting to get signed up for lessons, I make it really simple over there on my website to do that. And if you are an educator and you think one of those courses will work for you, make sure that you click the link and get signed up today, because why wait, right? We want to have a successful, prospering tutoring business. All right, you guys, make it a great day. And as usual, keep the learning going. Thanks for joining me today. Please like, subscribe, and comment.